Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. About me, I'm Sandeep Bhushan Thummala and my credentials are I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I teach international relations and internal security as well as the analysis of Hindu newspaper. And this session will definitely help you to crack prelims as well as mains examinations because throughout my session I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases which will be very useful to identify the factual and analytical questions. So therefore my entire session I would be emphasizing reiterating the keywords and the key phrases from the newspaper, that is from the Hindu newspaper, and then we will identify the factual and analytical questions which will be very useful for prelims examinations. So definitely the factual analytical questions will be useful for prelims, and also I will make you understand the importance of imbibing the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing, because even answer writing, that is for the mains examination, which is very key that your answers have to be precise and concise. So once you need to get into the mode of your answers being precise and concise, means that you need to imbibe the keywords and the key phrases which I would be repeatedly reiterating from the newspaper, which you can directly put it or you can imbibe them in your answer, that is in the mains for the answer writing, wherein your mains answer writing would be precise and concise, and thereby the UPSC what is demanding from you, you would actually be in tandem with the UPSC's demand from by the civil servant aspirant. So definitely you can score high marks by my session, that is by imbibing the keywords and the key phrases in your mains, and also as well identifying the factual and analytical questions for the prelims point of view. Therefore my session will definitely be helpful for you for prelims and mains, both for 2020 and for even 2021. And before we get into the topic, there is a notification, that is Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, which is India's largest learning platform. And once you get subscribed to it, you will have unlimited live and recorded courses from the India's educators, best educators. And the privileges you get once you subscribe are the daily live classes, live tests and quizzes, structured courses, and unlimited access of the live and recorded courses. And these are the educators which you can see it on your screen. And you also have the Let's Crack UPSC CSE English courses, that is economy, environment and ecology, current affairs, and also the others which are essay writing, internal security, social issues, which you can also see the other courses which are being provided by the UPSC, that is Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. And in regards to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English subscription, you have 12 months of subscription, wherein the original price is 44,000. You can use my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala, so that you can avail 10% discount on the original 44,000 for 12 months, and the discounted price would be 39,600, only 39,600. So you also have the 24-month subscription along with 12 months. So the 24-month subscription, the original price is 64,000, and while subscribing, do use my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala, wherein you can avail 10% discount while you use my code SBT10. So do avail the 10% on the original price 64,000, and the discounted price would be that you would be paying only 57,600. So definitely you have the 12-month subscription and also the 24-month subscription. So do use my code SBT10 to avail 10% discount, and the discounted price would be only 39,600 for 12 months. And for 24 months, by using my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala, you will be paying only 57,600 for the 24-month subscription. So now we'll get into the topic, that is the analysis of the Hindu newspaper, wherein again I would reiterate and re-emphasize that my tagline, which goes with the emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, which will be certainly useful for prelims as well as mains examinations. So definitely now we'll get into the topic, and before I get into the topic, that is I would say very good morning to everyone who is in the live and also in the live chat. That is very good morning to Jyoti Kumari, Siddharthan, Vanilla, David Paul. Very good morning to you all. And then we will get into the topic, that is the analysis of the Hindu newspaper. And today's newspaper, which has the main news, that is the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has come up with the video conferencing, and then he has made it very clear. He has spoken to the all the opposition parties in regards to briefing them about what is the situation at the LAC between India and China. And in the midst of it, he has also made it very clear that no outsiders on Indian territory. So definitely the point what is making it to the nation and to the political parties is that no outsiders are inside the Indian territory in Ladakh. So the notion what it is, what or else whether there was a kind of what is a notion that Chinese troops have entered into Indian territory. So in regards to that, the explanation of the, it's very clear, the statement, no outsiders are inside the Indian territory, especially in the Ladakh or any border post. So that is what the Prime Minister has made it very clear. And he also said that last few years, if we look at why the Chinese troops are really entering into or barging into or incursion into our Indian territory, that is the LAC, across the LAC, is only because we have prioritized, that is India has prioritized in regards to the developing infrastructure, border developing infrastructure, we have prioritized. And we also made it very clear that we are easing in the sense the supply, easing in the sense it is very making sure that it is easy or the acceptance is very easy in regards to the supply lines and equipment. So definitely the supply lines and the equipment has been eased, and then the border developing infrastructure has been prioritized. And because of this and because of this too, there is intense patrolling which is happening. There is the intense patrolling which is happening by the Chinese troops because of the border development infrastructure. There is intense patrolling which is happening by the Chinese troops, and this definitely is because we have seen the reason or the repercussions or the consequences of the India going ahead with the developing border infrastructure and then easing the supply lines and the equipment is definitely making the rise of the frequency of the clashes what we have seen recently on the June 15th 16th midnight. So definitely the Prime Minister is making it very clear that India is definitely into the border development or border development infrastructure. And he also made it very clear that the national interest is our highest priority. National interest is highest priority, and definitely whether it is a trade or connectivity or counter-terrorism. So definitely he is making it very clear that national interest is the highest priority. Then the next comes is the trade and the connectivity and the counter-terrorism. So along with this all, keeping in view all this, then the national interest is the top. What the Prime Minister has said it to the all the political parties when he has taken the video conferencing in regards to briefing the border area, that is along the LAC. And even the Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh has also said very clearly that there is no intelligence failure. There is no intelligence failure. So definitely the Prime Minister and then External Affairs Minister and then the Defense Minister have made it very clear from their end, giving the report that how things are going on along the LAC post June 15 16 situation, post June 15 16 situation. And the other side of the news is that China lays claim to entire Galwan Valley. So definitely there is a sense of tense and the temper is very high, the emotions are very high across the LAC. We have seen that, but again at the at a higher level, that is between the foreign ministers at the China and also in regards to the external affairs minister from India side, we have seen that there was a various rhetoric statements which have been made by the Chinese. So that again added to that, what the China has made it very clear, or it has claimed that the entire Galwan Valley is the part, or it is including the area. That is the area which they say it is that their area. So definitely the site of June 15, including areas that are currently on the Indian side of the LAC, they are claiming it. So definitely it is a very important scenario or the statement which you need to look at very seriously, that the entire Galwan Valley. So the statement made is very provocative. The statement made by the Chinese is very provocative, and then definitely probably it is a strategy to provocate India. And then because our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that we will not provocate our neighboring country, but if our neighboring country is provocating us, then we'll go ahead with the befitting reply. So now we are going ahead with the again seeing the statements, or we have come across the statement that the China is claiming the entire Galwan Valley, and the foreign ministry has accused India, that is Foreign Ministry of China has accused India for unilaterally building roads. So definitely that is the one what I have been discussing a number of times also, that the only infrastructure development or the road construction and then the bridges and then other facilities which are being provided across the Galwan Valley, and also in regards to the Darbuk Darbuk Shock Daulat Beg Oldie Road. This is also a area of concern. And then again the Galwan Valley. In the Galwan Valley, what we are going ahead with the unilateral. I mean, that is what China says, that we are going ahead with the unilateral decision in regards to the building roads. And they say this all these facilities are in the Galwan Valley region. And they say the Galwan Valley is located in the Chinese side. So look at the claim what they are making, that the Galwan Valley is located in the Chinese side. And when you are going ahead with the construction of the building of roads and bridges, it is unilateral because it is our, I mean, the valley is located in our Chinese side. And why, how can you go ahead with the building of roads, bridges in the Galwan Valley? That is why it is using the word unilaterally. Please do understand why the Chinese foreign minister have used the word unilateral, because they claim that the Galwan Valley is located in the Chinese side of LAC, that is the western sector of Sino-India border, western sector of Sino-India border. So definitely the foreign minister has come up with a statement very very aggressive, and then it is a provocative one. And the statement definitely suggests Beijing is, so whatever the statement made by the foreign ministry is definitely suggesting that the China or the Beijing is making a new claim. Please do understand, I've been repeating this a number of times. What is that? I've been repeating status quo, status quo. And definitely that is what now the China is again making it very clear, that they wanted to maintain the status quo, or that is the present situation on the LAC. So they are making it very clear, a new claim which has been brought up or suggested by the Beijing in regards to the LAC, especially in the Galwan Valley River. And that is how the Indian officials are construing the foreign ministry's statement of unilaterally, that India is unilaterally building roads and bridges, which is not at all true. That is what we are going ahead with, is definitely in regards to making sure that we are as per the following the Indian making the going ahead, or infrastructure development is happening only at the Indian side. And this is the Galwan Valley junction, and this is the hot spring areas. And then you have this finger 4, finger 2 to finger 4, or finger 4 in the Pyongyang Lake, and this one is the Pyongyang Lake. This one is the Pyongyang Lake. And then what I said, the Dharbuk Shock Daulat Beg Oldie Road, which also connects from Leh also. Leh to Dharbuk Shock Daulat Beg Oldie River. And this is Daulat Beg Oldie place. And you have Karakoram Pass here. Karakoram Pass. And you have the Karakoram Highway here. This, which again gets into the Gilgit and Baltistan, which is again what, as per what you say, Pakistan, I mean India, this is POK. But this is a new one, this map is a new one, which is showing the entire Ladakh Union Territory, the part of POK, and also part of entire POK, and also the Aksai Chin region. So definitely this is the cause of concern for China. So Darbuk, so from here Chowk, and then it gets close to Galwan Valley River, and then it connects the Daulat Beg Oldie River. And this Daulat Beg Oldie is a place, it is the Indian Air Base. Indian Air Base, which is situated at 16,000 feet. So this is an Indian Air Base very close to Karakoram Pass. And one thing I will what do you say, give a better understanding or explanation here. I read it, I said it saying that the statement suggests Beijing is making a new claim to the LAC. New claim to the LAC. So we will definitely look at the LAC. What is LAC? Line of actual control. Fine. So we will look at what is the line of actual control. Is it really line of actual control, which is this, what do you say, stable or once for all right from 1950s, or it is a line of actual control which is a line of actual contest. It is a line of actual contest. And before I get into the topic, I would say very good morning to Ivan Malvika Sajivan also. Very good morning to you, Malvika. And now we will look at different LACs. That is what I was repeatedly saying, status quo. Why? Because this is the technique or the logic which the Chinese always, what you say, brings into picture or observes. So if you look at the orange one, the first one, this is the orange one, the first one. The Foreign Office line which is drawn in 1873. 1873 British India time. This is the line which is drawn from Lanakla to Sumadu, here almost close to what is a Galwan Valley. So this is the line drawn in 1873, and that is called as Foreign Office line. And the next one is the green one. This is the green one, second. And this is the McCartney-MacDonald line, 1899. This is 1899, which is drawn and accepted by China until 1959. Please do understand. This is very, very important, because this is how you need to understand the LAC, because LAC is line of actual control, is line of actual, what you say, it is a conflict itself. So line of actual control is line of actual conflict. So we are looking at the what is the conflict right from 1857, and how the LAC is being changing, is been amended, is been, what you say, all the time the status quo they are maintaining. Why? We are looking at it, and this is very, very important for you for a better understanding about right from 1873 and then 1899 McCartney MacDonald line, which has been drawn in the year 1899, and it was accepted by China until 1959. And if you look at this dotted line, this one, third one, dotted line, India's claim line based on the Johnson line of 1865. So this is the Johnson line, and it is India claiming from this area onwards. It is the, what do you say, the entire line of actual, what is the demarcated, or it is an integral part of India as per the Johnson line of 1865. 1865. So 1865 first Johnson line, and then again in regards to the McCartney MacDonald line 1899. So it was accepted till 1959 by China, but Johnson line is the one which India claims. India, what do you say, now at this situation or at this time, India, what do you say, looks at, or India tries to definitely focus only on the Johnson line. And this again very, very important, because the present the map which talks about the entire union territory of Ladakh, extending right from western, that is the POK, and then to the east, that is the Aksai Chin, is totally under union territory of Ladakh as per the new map. So the extreme or northeastern part of Ladakh Union Territory is as per the Johnson line, which has been put forth in the year 1865. In the year 1865. So this you can take it, what do you say, exclusively as a geography map based questions for the prelims point of view on the LAC. And then Bhuvanesh has also joined. Bhuvi, very good morning to you. So definitely I'm focusing on the various, what do you say, lines right from 1865. Right from 1865, that is the Johnson line. Again 1873, it is the Foreign Office line. And then 1899, that is McCartney MacDonald line. And then again, if you look at the fourth one, that is the yellow one. This is the Xinjiang Tibet Road 1957. So this is a Tibet, not, this is a, what you say, road, but it is not a line, but it is a road, but also getting through the Johnson line. It is cutting across the, what is it, across the Aksai Chin region. So this is the one which is Xinjiang Tibet Road 1957. And if you look at these points, which is the fifth one, these points, Lanakla and then Koratak Pass and also Haji Langar. So what are these points? These points are the one wherein Indians used to patrol up to 1958. Up to 1958. So Indians used to patrol up to this point, up to 1958. Please do take it into consideration. So Lanakla and then Karathak Pass and then Haji Langar. So these are the places or the points wherein India used to have that patrolling up to 1958. And then we will look at the fifth line. The fifth line is the red one, this one. Fifth line is this one. And in this fifth line, what is This is the line connecting post established by China in 1959. So the China has come up with the post establishing in the year 1959. That is what I said. The McCartney-MacDonald line, which was drawn in the year 1899, but it was accepted by the Chinese only till 1959. And 1959, this has come up. This line connecting post establishment established by China in 1959. So the fifth one, this is the fifth one. This is the fifth one, which is from what you say Haji Langar, from Kurnak Fort to further going back to what you say northeast of the Aksai Chin. That is now the Aksai Chin is Haji Langar. So they have drawn this line post 1959. They established a new line, that is this line. This is very important for you because from 1899 to 1959 they have accepted the McCartney-MacDonald line, but in 1959 they have established a new line, that is from the Kurnak Fort to the Haji Langar, cutting across the entire what you say region. The most of the northeastern of Aksai Chin or the Ladakh then is now they have considered part of the China itself. And then we'll look at this sixth one, that is the blue line. So the blue line is this one, the sixth one. Fine. And this is the line separating India and Chinese forces on 7th September 1962. This again 1962. So 1959 is this area, and again they have what you say come back to almost from Shamal Lumpal. From here they have entered further into the Indian territory, and this is the line, blue line, which is separating India and China's forces on 7th September 1962. That is, we have seen that the India-China war, and then this dotted line, the seventh one, we can see the dotted lines, that is this one. This is the seventh one. This is China claim of line of 1960, which it reached in 1962. That is post 1962 India-China border. So look at it from Johnson line to McCartney line. Again 1959 they have come up with the new line after 1959, and again in regards to later on they have come up with this new points, that is in regards to the blue line. The blue line is in regards to India-China forces on the 7th September 1962, and later on after 1962 they have come up with a new line. Now this new line, what they claim, that the Galwan Valley is the entire region of, that is what they say. The foreign ministry has accused India that unilaterally they are building roads, bridges and other facilities in the Galwan Valley region, wherein they say the Galwan Valley is located in the Chinese side of LAC in the western section of the Sino-India border. So to understand this very clearly, I have gone ahead with this entire explanation. So now if you look at this line, this seventh line, this dotted line, so as per them, that the Galwan River or Galwan Valley is part of what you say Chinese territory, and then Shiva Vijalwan has joined, Siddharthan has joined, Jyoti Kumari says they are playing safe. Yes, definitely. And then Shivi, and then Siddharthan, very good morning. Post is that a place. Post is what you say a place or a point from where you say that you are divided. You will have a post, I mean a post, and then somewhere, I'm just saying, like you have a post here, for example, you have a post here, a post or pillar, from pillar to post they say. So it is a what is a demarcation. Okay. So 6 and 7 line, okay, fine. So sixth one is nothing but this one. Sixth one is the line separating India and Chinese forces on 7th September 1962. I repeat, sixth one is the line separating Indian and Chinese forces. The line separating the Indians and Chinese forces on 7th September 1962. Jyoti, I think you are getting it. And the seventh one is the Chinese claim of This is the seventh one. This is what from here, I mean all this region, entire. So this region they are what do you say claiming as a their land. Jyoti, I think you got it. Okay. So this is very very important for your understand, because it looks very simple when you read this statement, but there is lot of explanation, and this is what you as the civil servant aspirant you need to get into that mode of understanding in depth. Seventh one is the LAC. Yes, seventh one is the China's claim of 1960. Jyoti, seventh one is the China's claim of 1960 when it reached in 1962. That is the when it reached the 1962 India-China war at that time. When it has further come back from what you say 1962 sixth line to seventh line. That is why from sixth to seventh they say that is now the Galwan Valley is then their part. So now I will move further to the next one. So you have the news which talks about the individual contribution to NDRF get green light from Finance Ministry. So definitely the contribution which has been from various people, individuals or institutions or anyone, or from various other countries or regions also. So that funds for the what do you say to make sure that we are having or we are effectively handling the COVID-19, or it will be used as the COVID-19 emergency fund, that those individual contribution or institutions contribution now will get into the NDRF, that means that is a green light in the sense that has been accepted. What is been accepted by whom? The Finance Ministry has given the approval that the individuals or the institutions can contribute to the NDRF. This is very very important. NDRF, National Disaster Relief Fund, keyword. Why is it in news? Because this is in news because we have seen on June 17, that is couple of days back, Bashir has joined. Bashir, very good morning to you, Bashir. Very good morning to you, Bashir. And this is in news because on June 17, that's couple of days back, the Supreme Court has responded to the petition filed by Center for Public Interest Litigation. So the Supreme Court has responded to the petition filed by the Center for Public Interest Litigation, that how can this, the Center for Public Interest Litigation has asked the Supreme Court, has filed a petition that how can right to information which, okay, I'll explain. I'll explain. Jyoti, don't worry. I'll explain. And this news or the Finance Ministry has given the approval because on the basis of the Supreme Court has given or responded to the petition filed by the Center for Public Interest Litigation, and they have filed this petition saying that how come the contribution which are made are getting into the PM case, why not into NDRF? This was a question which was raised by the Center for Public Interest Litigation. It is an NGO which has filed a petition in the Supreme Court asking the Supreme Court why the center is taking the contribution by the individuals or by the institutions, and then those contributions are put in or they are credited into the PM CARES fund. Why not in the NDRF? Because any kind of situation, pandemic situation is to be, those funds have to be put in the NDRF. But why the government is putting in the or crediting into the PM CARES fund? So that is what the CPIL, that is the Center for Public Interest Litigation, has filed the case, and it also asked that the entire amount has to be transferred from the PM CARES to the NDRF, has to be transferred. Please do understand, that was the petition filed by the Center for Public Interest Litigation in Supreme Court, and as per that the Supreme Court has responded that it asked the center to give the response. It asked the center to give the response. Fine, response for the why the fund cannot be transferred from the PM case fund to the NDRF. And for that, now the Finance Ministry has given the approval to a proposal to allow individuals and institutions to contribute to the National Disaster Relief Fund. And there is an office memo which has been issued that the expenditure department, so here the one department which is into action is the expenditure department, said no objection to the proposal made by the Union Home Secretary on May 4th. So definitely it is making it very clear that they can be going ahead with this. Home Secretary has given this proposal that the money has to be credited into CM Cares Fund. Now what they're saying is individuals can also, what you say, go ahead with contributing to the National Disaster Fund, because recently there was many concerns. There were many concerns by the, what you say, people and the institutions also, that the donations which are being contributed to the PM Cares Fund or the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund, as both claim they are not public authorities subject to questions under right to information. So definitely many of them have raised the concerns that what is the amount? What is the amount? Please explain the, what you say, what is the amount that is being contributed and which is created in the PM CARES Fund. But the government said we cannot disclose the amount which is within the PM CARES Fund. And the, as per the Right to Information Act, what is very clear is that the PM CARES Fund, PM CARES, and the Prime Minister National Relief Fund. So in spite of having this Prime Minister National Relief Fund, the Prime Minister has come up with a new fund, that is the PM CARES Fund, and that is what the question arises. Why? What was the need for the government to go ahead with coming up with a new, that is the PM CARES Fund? And why PM CARES Fund? When you have the NDRF and any kind of, what you say, disaster relief has to get into the fund, that is the NDRF relief. And as per the Right to Information Act, the PM CARES Fund and the Prime Minister National Relief Fund, they both claim they are not public authorities. So when they are not public authorities, how can the fund be, what you said, transferred in it? No doubt fund can be transferred, but they are not revealing the amount which is with the PM CARES Fund. That is what the question is, and that is why the Public Center for Public Interest Litigation has filed the petition in the Supreme Court, and this NDRF was set up in accordance, or NDRF in accordance with the section 46 of Disaster Management Act 2005. So as per the Disaster Management Act 2005, and that is in regards to the section 46 of Disaster Management Act 2005, the NDRF has been set up, and this is very, very important in regards to the prelims point of view. In regards to the prelim point of view, NDRF was set up as per the section 46 of Disaster Management Act 2005, and this is what, that it has to meet the expenses of the emergency response, relief, or rehabilitation. So this is the NDRF is the amount which is, or the fund which is in the NDRF has to look into the expenses in regards to the response, relief, and then rehabilitation. 3 R's. It is the NDRF has to look into the expenses in regards to the emergency response, relief, and rehabilitation. Please do consider these 3 for the prelims point of view. So the NDRF has to be looking into or taking care of the expenses for the emergency response, relief, and rehabilitation for any disaster situation. And in regards to PM CARES is what? Prime Minister's Citizen Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situation Fund. So this was, what you say, created on 28th March 2020. 28th March 2020. And following the COVID-19, okay, this was in regards to the post-COVID-19 pandemic. And Sheikh Basuruddin says, yes, why another fund? Okay, definitely, yes, that is what the Center for Public Interest Litigation has also come up, that why another fund when you have the NDRF already existing, and the NDRF has been set up as per section 46 of the Disaster Management Act 2005. And then what is important is, this is 2005 section, this is important for prelims, and then PM CARES has been created on 28th March 2020. 28th March 2020. And Dinagar has also joined. Very good morning to you, Dinagar, and also Bashir, and then 60 lakh. Oh, LSC. Okay, fine. So Dinagar, very good morning to you. And there is one more news which talks about COVID-19 was present in Italy in December. So there is a study which has been taken up. So look at it. This is a one which is now the kind of blame game which has been done by the US President Donald Trump against China, that is Xi Jinping, that is the Wuhan is the epicenter, and then it has been cultured, lab cultured virus. So there are studies which are suggesting that, or the studies taken up by the scientists in Italy, they have found the traces of new coronavirus in wastewater. New coronavirus in wastewater. This is very, very important for what is the prelims and a better understanding also about the SARS-CoV-2, which they have collected from Milan and Turin in December 2019. That is the cities in Italy. I will show you Milan and Turin. Which is they have collected the wastewater samples in December 2019 in Milan and Turin. And as per the scientists, they have found the traces of new coronavirus in the what is the wastewater. And they have suggesting COVID-19 was already circulating in northern Italy. Please do understand, this is not what I'm saying. This is as per the report which has been come up. The scientists have gone ahead with this, and they say that, I mean, looking into the samples of the wastewater, and then scientists have studied that, and then they found that new virus was existing in, already circulating in northern Italy before China reported first case. And it is the Italian National Institute of Health. Italian National Institute of Health has gone ahead with 40 sewage samples which has been collected from the wastewater treatment plants. They have collected 40 sewage samples, and then they have gone ahead with the testing. That is especially in the northern Italy, and that is from October 2019 till February 2020. So from October 2019 till February 2020, when they have gone ahead with 40 samples from the wastewater treatment plants, especially from the northern Italy, by the Italian National Institute of Health, and they have found that already there was a virus which was circulating in northern Italy before China has reported the first case. And I have said yesterday also, if I'm not wrong in your, I mean, this class, that the Harvard University has also come up with a study that they have found that in the virus in China was not just what you say in December 2019, but as per this study by the Harvard University, they felt that it was right from August 2019. So all this now, what do you say, when things are being now looked into in depth, probably because of the studies and these reports and all this, now we are trying to get to know that before, what do you say, almost 4 months, 4 to what you say, it could be again later on 4 to 6 months also prior itself, the first case which has been detected in China, that is December 31st, the virus was prevailing across the world. That is, at least from for now, that is in regards to the Italy and China when we are looking at. And the analysis have been released on the June 18, that is recently, just 2 days back. The analysis which was taken up, the study by the scientists, by taking up the 47 samples, have been, what do you say, showed the presence of SARS-CoV-2 virus. They have shown the presence of SARS-CoV-2 virus which they have collected from Milan and Turin. Okay, Jyoti says, so we have come from bats to wastewater. Picture is still not clear. That is what, still we need to ascertain whether it is a zoonosis, or probably it is zoonosis itself, but it is also, what you say, it has transferred, the virus from the zoonosis has transferred into the water, because it is also made it very clear in India also, in the sewage water, or drainage water, there is, many of them say that, the experts and the scientists also say that in India there could be a possibility that virus is also prevalent in the sewage or drainage water, or in drainage water. That is why we have seen many of the sanitary workers are being affected. So could be zoonosis. From zoonosis, again the virus might have transferred into the, what you say, wherever the birds were actually moving in the different parts of the that area, and then it could be transferred to the wastewater. And the research may help. Why this research? Because this research may help beginning of virus circulation in Italy. So this keyword again you can take it in the mains examination. Why? I mean, what is importance of this report? Definitely, the importance of the report is making sure that how we can know the beginning of the virus circulation in Italy. That means we need to know the genome sequencing of the virus and also the beginning of the virus circulation. Please do understand, these two are very very important in trying to understand since when the virus is actually into action, but how it has or how much time it has taken to affect the humans. So that is the genome sequencing. It has to be taken into consideration, that is identifying the sequencing of the SARS-CoV-2 genome, and also in regards to the beginning of the virus circulation. It could be in Italy or it could be some part of the China also, or some part of the world. And it has been taken up by the, and he is saying that it is been said by an expert, that is environmental wastewater at the Italian National Institute of Health, who has co-led the research. And small studies conducted by the scientific teams in Netherlands, not only in Italy but Netherlands, France and Australia elsewhere have found signs. Please do understand, this is very very insights, and better insights or a new insights which is coming to the limelight, that the virus is elsewhere also, not only in Wuhan but elsewhere also. What we were actually saying, the epicenter of the virus SARS-CoV-2 was Wuhan. Probably we might change, I'm saying we might or change that it is not one or else in other parts, that as the study has taken up by the scientist in Italy in regards to the wastewater treatment plants in that. And small studies, this is a small studies, please do understand, small studies, which is what still perfect scientific research has to be taken into consideration. And they, when they have gone ahead with the scientific teams, especially in Netherlands and then France and Australia also, they have found signs that the virus that causes COVID-19 can be detected in sewage. So that is what I have said. Even in India, they are making it very clear that there could be a possibility that virus still lives in the sewage water, and that is why we need to be very clear, trying to make sure that the virus, especially the sewage water, is also not being somewhere or the other get in contact with the people. And many countries are beginning to use wastewater sampling. Please do understand, this is a keyword, you can directly put it in your answer, wastewater sampling, to track the spread of the virus. So how the wastewater sampling can help to track the spread of the virus, or means the wastewater sampling can also help to track the spread of the virus also. And a study may be a study in May by French scientists, French, we are talking about the France, not Italy, French, found that a man was infected by COVID-19 as early as December 27. Because why we are talking about as early as December 27? Because December 31st is the first case in Wuhan. In Wuhan, December 31st is the first case, infected case by the SARS-CoV-2 in Wuhan, that is China. But the a study in May by the French scientists found that a man was infected by the COVID-19 as early as December 37. Fine. So this is Milan, the study which has been taken up in Milan, and then Turin, the northern part of Italy. These are all northern part of Italy, which borders France, also Switzerland, and then when we are talking about Austria and Hungary, to the northeastern of the Italy. So Milan and Turin. Why I'm saying so is again geography map based. So look at it. Why, how the UPSC might frame the questions, not only in regards to the what we are discussing, or else the way you look at only in regards to the explanation part of it. No, we have to look at even in regards to geography map based, so definitely it is very very important that it is the northern part of Italy, which is the study which has been conducted in Milan and Turin. And then next one, before I get into the next one, Bashir says that, or Jyoti says that, so we have come from, okay. Bashir says that it's officially accepted December 19 in China, but maybe they are reporting timely. It may have started in China much earlier also. That is what, yes, it could be Bashir. That is what I've put in the, I've said Harvard University. I have said Harvard University has actually come up with a study wherein they have made it very clear or they have deciphered that it is not from December the virus was in Wuhan, but as early as August. So there could be probability that it was there and it was, what you say, not really brought to the limelight. And there is one more news which talks about IAEA passes critical resolution against Iran. So definitely we have seen that Iran nuclear deal, that is P5 plus 1 countries recently, that is at the Obama administration, Obama. Fine. So there was deal between P5 plus 1 countries in regards to the Iran nuclear deal when Obama was the president. But what has happened is, again we have seen at the time of Donald Trump administration, US has pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal. US has pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal. Fine. This is an extra information I'm just giving. So what the now the today's news is the board of governors at the UN's nuclear watchdog. So it is the UN's nuclear watchdog. UN's nuclear watchdog is what? Is IAEA. Is IAEA. So Iran's nuclear watchdog is what? IAEA. Please do understand this keyword. UN's nuclear watchdog. Extremely sorry. UN's nuclear watchdog is IAEA. What is IAEA? That is International Atomic Energy Agency. So it is an agency which is a watchdog. In regards to any country, if it goes ahead with any kind of nuclear programs, with which it goes ahead with the nuclear program. And then the board of governors at the UN's nuclear watchdog has passed a resolution in regards to the Iran, that whether Iran is going ahead with any kind of, nuclear program, whether Tehran in the sense capital city of Iran, whether it is going ahead with any kind of, nuclear program, that it is very, very critical. That is, the UN's nuclear watchdog is very, very critical about Iran. That is, it is not really, having any kind of, faith on Iran. That is post making sure that they have come up with a resolution on June 19, 2020, because they are critical. They are having some kind of inhibitions, apprehensions that Iran is definitely going ahead with the nuclear program, and that is what the resolution has now put forth by the European states. Urging Tehran to provide inspectors for. So it has to be the IAEA, and then along with the Iran's inspectors, both together will inspect the sites, that are the which two sites in Iran, to clarify whether undeclared nuclear activity took place in the 2000. So that they are worried about whether there was any kind of nuclear program or nuclear activity which has taken place in the 2000s, and that is what is the concern by the United Nations nuclear watchdog. And that, because of that, they wanted to come up, or they have come up with the resolutions, and which has been forwarded by the European states, and it is urging the Tehran to accept the IAEA inspecting agencies along with the Tehran's inspectors, or in the Tehran's inspectors, to make sure that they are going ahead with, or it has to be opening the country for making sure that whether they have gone ahead with any kind of undeclared nuclear activity, because it is very critical about UN nuclear watchdog is very critical about that there could be a possibility of nuclear activity which has taken place in Iran, in two sites in Iran in the early 2000, and that is why it has come up with the resolution. And we have seen that Iran is blocking the access by the IAEA for various months, and this resolutions was carried out by making sure that calls on Iran to fully cooperate. So it is asking the Iran to cooperate with the agency, that is the state agency. Iran state agency has to cooperate with the IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency. For what? For providing a prompt access to the location specified. So definitely this resolution was 5 votes in favor and 2 were against, and then 7 abstentions. So definitely it is 25 votes. It has been missed here. Actually it is 25 votes, not 2. It is 25 votes in favor in regards to the resolution which has been taken up in the UN nuclear watchdog. 25 I voted in favor, 2 against, and then 7 abstention. They were absent. And then Russia and China. This is very important for your conceptual, analytical point of view. Russia and China, both of which have spoken against the prospect of the resolution earlier this week, voted against. So Russia and China, please look at it. Russia and China are somewhere the other favoring Iran, that IAEA should not get into the Iran to inspect the nuclear site. So Russia and China are supporting virtually Iran. So what is important here is, again, for you as a civil servant aspirant, so you have the research reactor. This one is a research reactor. So Tehran, the place where the research reactor is at Tehran, and this is the civil nuclear site. Civil nuclear site. So this one at Bushehr, you have the civil nuclear site at Yazd, at Isfahan, at Natanz, at Qom, that is Fordo. Fordo. This is also very important. Fordo. FORDO or FURDO. Fordo and Arak. These are the places wherein the civil nuclear sites are in Iran. Again, I am saying it very, very important for geography, map based. These are very important. Arak, Qom or Fordo, Natanz, Isfahan, Yazd, and then Bushehr. And these are the places wherein the civil nuclear sites are installed in Iran. And this is the military research site. And military research site is at Parchin in Iran. And there you have the uranium mine. Uranium mine is at Gleam, this place. So this is very, very important for prelims geography map base. There could be a question that which among the following is not the civil nuclear site in Iran, because on the backdrop of this IAEA, as the resolution is passed by the United Nations Nuclear Watchdog, as the resolution is passed by the United Nations Nuclear Watchdog, on the base of the resolutions passed by the United Nations Nuclear Watchdog, there could be a question asked that which among the following sites are not part of the civil nuclear sites in Iran? So Arak is there, Fordo is there, Natanz is there, Isfahan, Yazd, and Bushehr. And this is again very, very important, that when they have gone ahead with the Iran nuclear deal, and then prior to that you have this Arak, as I said, Fordo, as I said, Natanz, Isfahan, and Bushehr. All these are what? These are the enrichment energy or the civil nuclear site, as I've said here. These are all civil nuclear sites. Civil nuclear sites. So all these are civil nuclear sites, or yes, nuclear sites. So all this Arak, Fordo, Natanz, Isfahan, and then Bushehr. And then Arak is what? It is a planned heavy water reactor redesigned to avoid production of weapons grade plutonium. So it is a heavy water reactor redesigned to avoid, please do understand, to avoid. That means after the P5+1 countries have come up with the nuclear deal or Iran nuclear deal in 2014. So then they have, what you say, redesigned this civil nuclear deal to avoid the production of weapons grade plutonium. Please do understand, this is very, very important for what you say as a civil servant aspirant, for prelims as well as conceptual, analytical from the mains point of view. And this Arak, that is civil nuclear site or enrichment energy, which was actually planned as a heavy water reactor, is redesigned to avoid production of weapons grade plutonium. So here civil nuclear site, earlier it was the production of weapons grade plutonium. Please do understand, here in the Arak they were going ahead with the production of weapons grade plutonium. And this photo has been converted from fuel enrichment to technological center. Please do understand, this is all after Iran nuclear deal. So that is why they are worried, because US has pulled out of Iran nuclear deal. When US has pulled out of Iran nuclear deal, and before the 2014 and 2000, after 2016 also, there are chances that there could be, what do you say, fuel enrichment. There could be fuel enrichment or production of weapons grade plutonium or uranium enrichment also. So that is what the concern is with the United Nations nuclear watchdog. That is why they have come up with the resolution. And this I'm explaining in detail so that you will get the point very clearly in regards to the Iran nuclear deal. It's, what do you say, Iran's civilian nuclear sites before Iran nuclear deal, that is P5+1 countries, and then afterwards also. And this was converted from the fuel enrichment to technological center. That means they will not go ahead with any kind of fuel enrichment post P5+1 countries Iran nuclear deal between Iran and then at the time of Obama being the president, and in Natanz now Iran's only uranium enrichment plant. This is the one, but you never know, there could be others. That is why IAEA wanted to go ahead with the inspection of the sites, of the nuclear sites. That is what the point is. And then the Isfahan and then Bushehr we have looked at. And then Bandar Abbas is what? Is the uranium mine. As we have what do you say, looked it here. This is Bandar Abbas. This place, Bandar Abbas, is a uranium mine. And then the blue one, Parchin, as I said, it is a military complex. And here we have looked at Parchin as what? Parchin as the military research itself, the same one. Parchin as the military research. So I'm just trying to, what you say, show you both the pictorial representation that how we are actually collating. Tehran and then Bonab. These two places are the research centers. So this is very, very important in regards to your entire understanding of how this is going ahead. That is in regards to the resolution. US has come up. So I have gone ahead with entire this, what our Prime Minister has gone ahead with talking about to the video conference to all the opposition political parties. And then we have looked at the entire Galwan Valley, and then we have looked at the various lines. So this is very, very important. These lines are very, very important, which is for the prelims point of view. I have explained, that is geography map based. Again, for prelim geography map based, I have explained in detail in regards to this. And then again in regards to the NDRF, why PM case and why NDRF, the finance ministry has come up with that. And then this is as per the petition filed by the NGO, and this is very, very important in regards to understanding the NDRF, and then in regards to PM case, that is by the Center for Public Interest Litigation. And then we have looked at this also, that is a study which is new one in regards to the wastewater or the sewage water, the virus, and then now this in regards to the IAEA resolution. So this again I focused completely in regards to how the sites, taking the pictorial representation for your better understanding, So I hope this was a very, very important session for you all, knowledgeable one. And then now I'll just look at what is IAEA for the prelims point of view. So IAEA is a World Center for Cooperation in the Nuclear Field. So it is the World's Center for Cooperation in the Nuclear Field. World Center for Cooperation in the Nuclear Field. So this is important, and it was set up as the world's atoms for peace. Was set up for the world's as the atoms for peace. So for the peace, it has been set up in the year 1957 within the United Nations. This is very, very important for prelims. And then they wish to promote what? Safe and secure peaceful use of nuclear technology. So safe, secure and peaceful use of nuclear technology. So they are worried about the useful, safe, secure and peaceful use of nuclear technology. And the main areas they focus, that is the mission, is safety and security. 3.1 safety and security. And the second one is science and technology. and the third one is safeguards and verification. So these are the three, the mission which the IAEA focuses on, that is in regards to the safety and security, science and technology, and then safeguard and verification, that is in regards to making sure that it promotes the safe, secure and peaceful use of the nuclear technology. And the secretariat of IAEA is headquartered in Vienna International Center, that is Vienna in Austria. So this is very, very important for the prelims point of view, which is not mentioned in the newspaper, but I've taken it for your civil services aspirants benefits. So about IAEA also we are focused. So I hope this was a very, very important and knowledgeable session for you all. So make sure that before you sign off or when you're watching it, please do like it. Please do like the video and then share the video and also subscribe the video. That is the Let's Crack UPSC CS English. You can subscribe for 12 months or 24 months subscription. And while subscribing, do use my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala 10. And then you will avail 10% discount on the 12 months or 24 months subscription while you are using my code, that is SBT10. You can also have access to UPSC CS English in 10 minutes, and the Telegram link is Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. And then my Telegram link wherein you can get connected is t.me/Sandeep Bhushan SBT, t.me/Sandeep Bhushan SBT. And you can also message me on my WhatsApp number if you have any queries in regards to, if you have any queries in regards to the subject or in regards to the preparation. You can message me on to this number, that is WhatsApp number 9292003111. This is my WhatsApp number. Fine. And then definitely I think this is very, very important session for you all. Daily it's very important, but today I have taken it little depth. And then 10:15 we will meet again at 10:15 a.m. And then thank you all everyone. Thank you all. So I would thank everyone, that is Jyoti, Siddharthan, Venala, David Paul, Malvika Sajivan, Bhunesh Bhuvi, Shiv Bijalwan, Siddharthan, Bashir, Dinagar, everyone, thank you very much. And then all the best for your preparation. Maintain the consistency, stick to your schedule, and then make sure that you are taking care of your physical and mental health also. Physical and mental health. And then all the best. Thank you. See you at 10:15 a.m.